like to kick off my interviews with a little bit of an easy question here. What was your first job in the movie TV industry?
My first job in the movie TV industry. Technically, I was an extra in the year 2000 in the movie 61 with an asterisk that Billy Crystal directed, about the home run race between I think Roger Maris and Billy and Mickey Mantle, and that was one of the first sets I was on, um, and I was an extra in the crowd at Tiger Stadium, and then as we were actually just talking about this, um, I was I had a one line part in the Keanu Reeves movie Hardball that came out in 2001. I played straight-laced kid, so I started very high on the totem pole. And after that, my first professional job as a director, and this was I was very thankful for this. It was shooting a commercial for the Air National Guard in Michigan, and shooting A-10 Thunderbolts, doing live fire exercises, and I showed the pilots suiting up like Top Gun style, and that was in 2006, and that was wild. So and from there, now here we are.
Exactly. Wolf Hound takes place in 1944 German occupiers franchise and followed the daring exploits of David Holden. What inspired you to create the story and also direct the film?
Well, I knew that after years of making commercials, it was now or never to try to get a feature film made. I had connections with a bunch of pilots through the aviation community. My father is a pilot and an aviation attorney, and like through his world, I got to meet a bunch of aviation people, which led to meeting the Yankee Air Museum folks that's based in Ypsilanti, Michigan. And I did a commercial for them for their B-17 bomber experience flights where they take people up for a ride. And when I stepped on board that plane, I got a rush of emotion, hit me like a brick, of, oh my God, I'm standing where the real guys that were 18 and 19, in World War II actually fought and died for us. And immediately it's like, oh my God, there's a movie here. And we have the resources, I think, to pull it together. And so my writing partner, Tim Ritchie, he found the story of KG 200, which is a real Luftwaffe squadron that actually did shoot down, capture, repair, and they tried to fly Allied planes back into battle. Never successful, but they got like that close. And our movie is about what if they got a lot closer. And at the same time, it was an opportunity to direct, on a shoestring budget, what I knew we could make into something that felt like a big, fun, exciting, emotional action film uh, in the world of World War II, which I think is such a great era for historical fiction blended with very serious fact.
What were some of the obstacles you faced trying to recreate 1944?
Everything, literally everything you could imagine. We were very lucky to have the support of the Yankee Air Museum and the Virginia Beach-based Military Aviation Museum. That's where we got the Spitfire, the Hurricane, the ME-109, the B-25 bomber, two P-51 Mustangs. So in the air, the two museums were beyond crucial. On the ground, we enlisted the help of a bunch of reenactors that go to air shows and World War II events, and they reenact World War II, Vietnam, Civil War. And we had met them years before at an air show, and they brought enough equipment and not props, but like real life artifacts that we were able to use that to recreate a German base. And we did that in the original Rosie the Riveter bomber plant at Willow Run Airport, which is sacrilegious that we made that into a Nazi base, but it's the only World War II giant, warehouse factory there was. But the other big thing, like radio towers and things we had to paint out in the background of some shots that gave it away that this might not be 1944. And in some of the aerial shots, hopefully you'll never know it, the visual effects team led by Ryan Urban, they had to paint out subdivisions, entire cities, swimming pools, like anything that didn't look kosher. And that was a pain in the ass. But just the whole thing, every costume, every line of dialogue, everything had to work. And on a lower budget, I will tell you, it's a bit more difficult to do that.
I think I understand what you're saying there, obviously with the lower budget and stuff like that, but I think it kind of it's more of a challenge, right? You know what I mean? It kind of gives you a different, unique challenge to kind of tackle. And this being your first feature as well, what were some of those obstacles that you might have been fighting with yourself throughout that process?
Um, you know what? The biggest obstacle was time. And I was told that going in, and I didn't really believe it, and it was true. And I've been lucky enough to be a mentee. One of my mentors is Jonathan Frakes from Star Trek: The Next Generation, played Commander Riker, and he directed one of my favorite movies of all time, Star Trek: First Contact. That was his first movie. And so he actually, the morning of the start of the shoot, he got on the phone with me for about 45 minutes and gave me a lot of advice about specifically how to manage time and how to manage, using the second camera, not in the way that I was planning to, but even more efficiently, to get like 5 shots in one take almost. And, the biggest struggle, I think, was like knowing how much we had to do each day and not wanting to move on from one shot till it was perfect, but knowing it's like, if we did that, we'd still be shooting the movie right now. And knowing when to say, you know what, I think we got it, let's move on, like that was honestly the biggest challenge. The second biggest challenge was just wrangling this whole film, which has a lot of moving parts to it.
Yeah, so obviously your two leads with James Maslow and Trevor Donovan, both incredible in the film. I know you have a prior relationship with Maslow as well, but what about these two made you want them to be your leads in this film?
Well, first of all, their screen presence, I think, is amazing. I mean, James uh, absolutely carries the movie on his shoulders as our lead hero, and every scene Trevor's in, he equally carries and just kicks ass as the villain, which he's never played. He's one of the Hallmark and Lifetime romantic comedy and drama leads, and he had never done anything like this before. And I said, I think this guy would be perfect for it. I think I can really see him uh, growing into playing this evil Nazi part with so much intensity. And with James, he had never got to play an action hero before. And I just, the physicality of both of them, obviously they're easy on the eyes, both of them, but they each have the kind of passion as well, that fire to like do the absolute best you possibly can every single take, every single moment, and being so into it. Any director would be equally blessed and lucky to have leading men or women, any actors that are that committed and that hungry for it. And they're both good friends of mine now, and I could not picture anybody else in the film doing what they did.
Michael, I just want to thank you for your time today. I really enjoyed the film and impressive first feature, I must admit. So thank you for your time today.
Thank you. And lastly, the Nashville Ocean Way Orchestra recorded the score.
Oh, that's incredible. That's
Yeah.
amazing to know.
And
That's
Taylor Novak, one of the best supporting actors He played the Jewish radio operator. He's based in Nashville. He came up to Michigan. So there is a Nashville connection very much
I
to the
love
movie.
it. That's incredible. I have to write about that now too. So
Please
perfect.
do. Please do. They're all amazing.